Hi, this is Felice Sloan with Swanky Maven.
I'm David Leftwich, editor of Edible Houston and associate editor at Houston Food Finder.
Hi, I'm Isabel Proto-Martir, glorified home cook, and I also get to work with some really cool restaurants in Houston.
So with the holidays coming up, we thought it'd be a good time to kind of talk about good places to take groups, like big groups, medium groups, whether it's family coming in from out of town, whether it's like business associates for like a holiday, or, have friends coming from out of town. So restaurants that are good for big groups, and the question is like, do you go to the tried and true? Do you take them to someplace new? A little bit of both?
See, that's the question. Usually it depends on, for me, friends are easier to take to new places.
Much less pressure.
Right. Family, I'm like, when you say restaurants can take big groups, I'm like, long as they have a table and y'all can sit in 2s and 4s, because sometimes it's better like that. So, I think we should give the people a good little mix of spots today.
There's too much to offer in Houston.
Right. You know what? It's so funny when we were talking about this topic, and I just think this is one of my favorites year round. And it seems like people are always asking, well, where do you go with a group? That's like a real popular question.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Traveler's Table. That's one of my favorites, because I'm like, it takes a lot of pressure off, because Traveler's Table gives you starters from around the world. You have Mediterranean bites, Caribbean bites. And I think since they started, they kind of modified their around the world fare. Crab samosas, you can get jerk chicken, bread pudding.
Yeah, they do a really good job hitting all the boxes.
It's so good. And so if you have 3 to 10 people, it's kind of like being at home with the feast. If everybody gets something different, they even have cocktail flights. So it's literally one of my favorite places to go for dinner and for brunch, and with a big group of people. And they love it.
It's nice and central too, which I think helps everyone kind of converge on the city, and then there's lots of activities to do
afterwards.
So,
I agree.
Make it a whole day.
Well, first of all, welcome, Isabel.
Thanks
for
you.
joining us
Big fan.
today. And so what's your first thought of when you take somebody for a group?
I always have to mention that I grew up in Alief next to Chinatown. So when I heard that this was the topic today, I was like, that was the first thing that came to mind. Somewhere with 10 to 12 top tables and a Lazy Susan is kind of like my dream place to eat.
I'm with you. With you.
Like family style is exactly what I want. And it's even better, I think, when it's like an experience too. Everyone's doing something. You're not having to make sure everyone's having a good time. I don't know. I like an activity. So Saigon Pagolak is really great. They do this beef 7 ways. Everyone makes their own spring rolls. It's not essentially super fancy, but it's really fun. Everyone gets to try something new to them, maybe. But that's one of my favorites.
So that's a fun one, and it's interactive when you have to cook
right.
You have to put the beef
fun and interactive.
I still trying to remember all of the steps of all the different things.
And I know some people are not fans of cooking their own food. I get that, I do. But there's other hits in Chinatown too. But then
because it's interactive and it's so much fun, I think you're correct on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But the holidays, people are kind of in that, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Very festive.
There you go. A little bit more
fun.
open.
Yes.
Hai King is also a really great one too. That's more celebratory. They have these private rooms. You get the king crab, and it's a whole thing. Multiple courses of just giant crabs on the table, and it's where am I? I'm I'm in the middle of Alief. It's kind of luxurious. I love it.
Well, since we're out in Chinatown, one place on my list was Molly Sichuan.
The
one in Chinatown especially, and they have 5 locations.
They have a new location in the Heights.
Yeah, which is kind of small for a group.
Yes.
It's beautiful. The new location is beautiful, but But I was thinking the one in Chinatown, because it have lots of big tables. Yep. It's classics. It's great. You can order And the best way, I think, to enjoy Molly Sichuan is being able to order lots of dishes and everybody getting to try everything. So I think that's a great place to take, especially if you want somebody to really, especially somebody out of town who doesn't really, maybe not familiar with just how cool and diverse Houston is. Right. It's a great place. But so I think that's a fun That's always
That
a
is
great
a good
place for
one.
groups.
I think something surprising about them too is they have like a really great wine list that people don't pay attention to.
And if we're gonna talk fun and interactive, not necessarily, I won't say interactive, fun and a good vibe.
There you go.
One of the Laurel in going back into the Heights, it is fast casual, kind of, right? It's fast casual-ish, elevated. I guess it's more
yeah.
elevated. It's an Asian smokehouse. You're getting Aaron Franklin with Tyson Cole, like their minds together. And I love going, just being outside that patio, just the hustle and bustle. Even if you have to sit inside, it still has a pretty good buzz and vibe. And the food, last time I went with some friends and we all I was like, okay, I made them get stuff I hadn't gotten before. I got my favorites and we just kind of, again, it was good sharing. So then when I go back, now I know what I want, but they loved it. They're like, oh, this is super cool. They love the vibe and it kind of was giving good Houston energy.
Ooh, yeah.
Good
I like
Houston
that.
energy.
Since you mentioned barbecue, one of the places I had been thinking about was Fegis in Spring Branch.
Yes.
Fegis Barbecue in Spring Branch. Not only is it great barbecue, they've also got like great fried chicken, really good, like a burger,
Amazing
great desserts.
sides.
So something for everyone, but it's also a
Sides.
good spacious
Yeah.
space. It's family
Good for the
friendly.
family,
Yeah.
yeah.
You've got like a little, got play areas and stuff. So, if you're going, and plus so you can take, if somebody wants to experience Texas barbecue from out of town, it's a good place to go, and you can take family. And it's, like I said, it's a good sized place. There can be a line, but it's not like one of those, like you have to get there at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, on a Saturday morning just to be able to, get to your brisket. And it's also open in the
accessible,
evening.
yeah.
It's open
Yeah.
at lunch, and it's, so I think that's a great place to take.
No, I agree.
Take
I have it
family
on my list.
and
It's great
group.
and spacious. And again, those sides, like
Those
you say, if someone
sides.
didn't, if they're like, I'm not barbecue, I don't even want any meat. You're like, okay. The sides
Oh my
are
gosh.
amazing, and they're not your traditional side.
I feel like the sides themselves are like a testament to Houston in general.
They are.
Like,
Like, the fusion, what
yeah.
Aaron does with those, right.
So good. Felice, you talk about going and like eating with your friends and ordering a little bit of everything. That is that's what our mission is, to like order one of everything on the menu. So it's nice when a place has a menu that's not too overwhelming, like Nobi's. I mean, if you can, maybe a small group of people, but that menu is so good. Any place where you can like get a few things to share and they're all hits, I'm a fan.
Right.
Yeah.
And the cool thing too about Nobi's, once you get your friends and your family on there, the menu is small and approachable, where you have your classics, but it's always changing. So you really could take, during the holidays, a friend group every week.
Yes.
And they're like, well,
Go-
no, I didn't
go in
have
batches.
Right, like you order, you get the staples.
Yeah.
Right, and they're like, well, no, I didn't have that. Well, this is what we're having, and it's a conversation. I'll get something new, and then I always get the bolognese. Like
Ooh,
that's
yeah. So good.
something new in the bolognese. Like that's
good.
it. And you cannot mention Nobi's and not mention their desserts.
Oh, the pie.
The pies.
The pie.
And for the holidays,
Get a whole pie.
you can get a whole pie for the
Yes.
holidays. If you're like, you know what, my family's too big,
Yeah.
my friends are too big,
Exactly.
order a pie and bring
Take
it
it
home.
to the potluck.
They have some of the
Exactly.
best pies in the city. Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah.
One of the places that I thought was kind of cool to mention, it's a new place. You get it's classic with a modern feel, and that's the new El Braco in the Galleria area. It's giving modern Italian, but the feel of the restaurant. When the last time we went, I went with a group. They like the decor a little more than me. It's still very modern, but one of the things it was giving was old school classic, like a Houston's vibe, like Houston's before we lost to Houston's in the Galleria area,
R.I.P.
where it had like that cool, like it was a cool vibe, and just the decor is great. It has good energy, plenty of parking, and the food is stellar. We had all the pastas there, since they're kind of new. they're new to Houston. When we went, they had introduced a brand new pasta, so we tried that. And I think it's solid. They hit it on every note because, you get a couple of pastas for the table. Everyone got their entree. We shared desserts, had some drinks. That's really how you do Italian. I don't tell people how to do
Love it.
Italian. But if you have a group you want to follow the courses, everybody gets a little bit of everything, and it's just fun.
Yeah, kind of a little bit further out west from that. If you're like me and you have family on the west side, and you also have, but live like inside the loop, it's good. I like Daily Gather because it's kind of halfway.
Daily Gather,
It's a
my
good
favorite.
in-between place, and it's right off I-10 in city center, so it's convenient for if you've got family coming from different parts of town.
Yeah.
And it's a good basic menu. It's like from the people who do Dish Society, and the menu is very, I think, crowd pleasing, palate
Yeah,
friendly.
Chef Brandy is great.
Yeah.
She even has some nods to, which I appreciated. There was a dish on there that was a nod to a Filipino dish, and I'm like, that's so fun to find at like a place like Daily Gather. And let's talk about their brunch boards because they're really fun too.
I had that on. Yeah, and it's great because you can feed 6 to 8 people.
Yeah.
And I think they have 3 options on the brunch boards. They also have I think at dinner they have a big chef's board as well.
Yeah. Very Instagram feed worthy.
Yes.
I have to say.
Right, because when it comes out, everyone's kind of like,
Yeah.
right, it's one of those things. It's great.
And it's also great because the kids can just run free in that lawn. That's in the middle of.
And they do.
Out there at City Center, yeah.
And
it's
they do.
Yeah.
and it's a spacious restaurant, so
Yeah.
there's plenty of room for big groups.
Another one that I wanted to mention, it's a newer place. Hopefully we'll have great weather throughout the holidays.
Oh, fingers
because
crossed.
it's Houston, so we can wear shorts during
On
Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
So it's patios, great terraces. De Alba, it's the newer spot. It's new, and they have a wonderful terrace. They have pizza, charcuterie boards, good fresh seafood. Like they have a goldfish crudo that is to die for. But if you're not feeling that, go old school spinach artichoke dip. So some of the new spots. Another one is more of a neighborhood spot, but a good patio. Gratify Bistro. It's in West U. Used to be Punks and other things from that group, and they just have a nice offering as well.
I feel like if you have family coming into town, you have to take them for Tex-Mex. Whether I like going down Airline and there's Teo and Spanish Flowers, and then you can go to the market. But also Molina's Cantina is very close to my heart, and I think they're a big family, so they know how to
Yes.
treat a big family.
That's my baby.
Yeah, mine too.
They're my baby. That's where I first had my first official legal cocktail.
Really?
So as I say legal cocktail, my first legal margarita
That's
was
great.
from
Oh my
Molina's.
God, what a fun fact.
Tex-Mex, we're going to say Tex-Mex. I would say the original Ninfa's,
For
because
sure.
it is a destination. There's a location in the Galleria, and that's great. But I would say if you can get to the original
original.
Ninfa's, it's just a good vibe, and it's just a feel-good spot to be in.
Yeah.
There's so much history at that building.
Well, I think I'll wrap it up with you had mentioned patios, and I'll wrap it up with Lucille's because they have that great patio.
That's
They
a
have
good
nice.
one.
The interior's nice and homey
Right.
feeling, and of course the food is amazing.
And if you can get live music,
Live music,
I was
if you
just
can get
gonna
there
say
one of the
that.
live music days, that is like patio weather, good patio music, good food.
yes, get the
It's
shrimp
It's
and
all the
grits.
things. It's all the
fried catfish and grits.
Yes,
Might just convince your guests to move to Houston, I think.
we know we're full. We're full, Isabel. We want them to enjoy their visit
There you go.
and
And go
home.
home.
Yes. No offense. Hi, this is Felice Sloan with Swanky Maven.
I'm David Leftwich, editor of Edible Houston and associate editor at Houston Food Finder.
Hi, I'm Isabel Proto-Martyr, glorified home cook, and I also get to work with some really cool restaurants in Houston. And you're listening to Houston Matters with Craig Cohen.